Did you know that Kuala Lumpur is home to the Petrona Towers, which were once the world's tallest building up until 2003? It is also home to the Batu Caves, which is a very religious and sacred place. And if you're interested on learning about those two things and one other recommendation, keep on watching and welcome back. This is Tierra Querida. The Batu Caves is a dedicated space to the god of war, which is known as Lord Morgan, I believe how it's pronounced. If you go during a holiday, you will encounter a ton of vendors. If you're interested, of course, check them out. But if you're not, just go ahead straight to the Batu Caves entrance. I would recommend that you take an umbrella or a hat, or just make sure you're covered up so you don't have to worry about getting too much sun exposure. And also, when it comes to dress code, it is going to be very similar to the other religious spaces that we have visited throughout this cruise. So you'll want to make sure that your skirt, your short, and or your dress do go to the knee level. Otherwise, you will have to purchase something to cover up, or they can provide you one there. But it's just something that's a bit of a hassle. So I would encourage that you are covered up so you don't have that trouble. And especially if it's a busy weekend, like on a holiday, you will expect a super crowded space, and the taxi drivers or cabs or whatever will take a while to get to you and to drop you off. So you want to avoid having to leave the area and have to come back again. Very quickly, as you're going towards the entrance, you will see the statue of the God of War, which is a 42 meters tall. And I would suggest that you take a few minutes to just really admire that piece of work. I mean, it's just really amazing how our humans are capable of creating such beautiful pieces. So take a moment, check it out, and take some pictures while you're there. Now, in order to get to the entrance or the actual caves, you will have to go up 272 sets of stairs. And now, it may not sound like a lot, but when you're dealing with a large crowd, monkeys are trying to grab your items, and the sun is beating you down, it can take a toll. So again, I would recommend you wear the proper clothing, hats, shades, sunscreen, and you bring some water with you just to prevent heat exhaustion. Like I mentioned, there are some monkeys going up the stairs, and they're very fast and very agile, so keep all your valuables really close. Try not to have anything too loose, like jewelry, food on your hand, things like that, because they will snatch it up like that really fast. So don't say that I did not warn you. Now, once you get to the top, you will probably think, oh, thank goodness, no more stairs. Wrong. There are more stairs going back down and going back up to get further into the cave. So make sure you do wear comfortable shoes, because you don't want to be too tired from your feet hurting, and because there are other things that I am going to recommend for you to do after you visit the Batu Caves early in the morning. Now, one thing to know, I'm not sure if this is always like this, or perhaps it was just because it was a holiday weekend, but I did notice quite a bit of trash piles. So I would just say try to keep your trash with you and take it with you so you don't contribute to the trash piles, and try to help keep the space as clean as possible. While in the caves, I spent some time watching the monkeys get fed apples, oranges, bananas, especially. They love bananas. It was very entertaining to watch them. Some of them fight over bananas, chase each other. The moms and the babies hang on to each other and just be mischievous and whatnot. It's pretty fun. I would probably try to keep a safe distance if you do want to feed them. I know there are some people selling some fruits to feed to the monkeys. Of course, I prefer the bananas. So if you would like to feed the monkeys, then there's that option. I think it's pretty common. I don't think it's against rules, but just be careful and don't try to hold a monkey or anything like that. Like I mentioned earlier, the taxis and cabs do have a hard time getting to you during these holiday weekends, so be prepared to wait. Either eat while you wait, or have a full belly when you're doing this or visiting this temple, so you're not getting hangry. By this point, I was personally pretty hungry, so I did ask to be dropped off at a sushi spot. I will leave the name of the sushi spot here in the video for you to check out. I ordered some ramen, some matcha, and some sushi rolls, of course. Now, this spot does require, or not require, but they do encourage cash payment, so I would suggest that you do take cash just to avoid possibly having your card locked by your bank, or maybe they don't take that specific credit card. If you still have energy at this point, you can either check the Petrona Towers website to see if there are any reservations available if you did not pre-book in advance, or you can head to the Petrona Towers and just walk around and take some pictures. I unfortunately didn't book in advance, so I just walked around and took some pictures. There are folks outside the perimeter because there is a rail around the park area trying to sell you, to take some pictures or have all the gadgets, all the gears ready to get a really good picture. And I'm sure they do a great job, but I just took some pictures, took some turns taking pictures with my partner, and we got some pretty good pictures. I mean, you might even ask another fellow tourist to see if they can take a picture, and I'm sure they would be happy to. And if they're not, just set up your phone on a bench or your purse or whatever you have with you to get a picture. Now, their current hours right now are Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. with 8:30 is the latest entrance time. Do note that the entrance fee is about $22 US, and that is for adults ages from 13 to 62 if you are not a Malaysian resident. I will leave a link to the website in the description in case you are interested in booking right now. I would suggest that you book a afternoon to evening time slot so you can check out the Petrona Towers when there's still some sun and into the evening, and it's a really beautiful view of the Petrona Towers all lit up. Like I said, I didn't get to go in, but I did have a nice view of the Petrona Towers from my Airbnb, which I will also link in the description if they're still taking reservations for that Airbnb. Booking a later to evening time will also give you the opportunity to build up a little bit of hunger, and that way you can head over to the night market, which is actually pretty large, and there are a ton of vendors from drinks to little snacks to restaurants, so you will not be disappointed with the amount of options that there are. There are also different clothing vendors and souvenirs and different things like that, so make sure you do bring cash, and especially smaller bills, because there's a lot of little things that you may want to try. I would probably say the top 3 things that you should definitely try is the blackened crab, which seemed to be very popular among the restaurant menus, and also the squid flour, which was I purchased at one of the vendors. It was really delicious. A little bit tough in some spots, I guess, of the little skewer thing, but it was really good. And finally, the egg waffle skewers, which were also really delicious. You can pick different flavors and toppings that you can put on top. All right, that's all for today. Make sure you check out the rest of the playlist for this cruise and Malaysia itself. And if you have any questions, leave them in the description or in the comments section. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.